What's good? That was Trappatello, my alter ego. But anyways, I will rock this though. Free download Fridays. Don't we all love it? And Halloween is almost here. It will be tomorrow. Probably already happening if you're like way across the world. Yeah, a lot of good stuff. So this week we actually are, or this weekend, we're actually going to be talking about a lot of EQing stuff. So I wanted the free download Friday to actually tie into that, and it is probably one of the best ones that you will actually get if you are a part of the mailing list, which, you know, all you have to do is go to djmccree.net to sign up. It will be on the homepage, and yeah, you will automatically get the free download Friday. And I probably might make it like Thursdays for people that sign up or whatnot. So all you have to do is just go and then just go and see this video. But you know, if you sign up, and you know, if you don't sign up, it's fine, because I do have free downloads on the actual website at /store for my producer community. So, and also for those who need to know my social media links, it will be in the description box, and as well as where to download this particular thing I'm talking about. So the thing I'm going to be talking about is a preamp that has solid state circuitry. If you are familiar with the SSL board, solid state, that actual circuitry is kind of the mystery of why that board actually sounds very well to a lot of people. And it's a highly requested, a highly used board across the world. If I'm not mistaken, it was based out of Europe. So let's go ahead and go into that, because I know I'm running my mouth. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up, and that is not how you pull it up. Oh yeah, and this track, by the way, was made by Young Text, aka Text. I keep on saying Young Text. I don't know, it's the homie, but a member of Trap Camp ENT to he DIE. So, you know, all right. So this particular plugin is essentially a preamp based off of Lindell Audio's Real Gear. Lindell Audio makes a lot of outboard gear and have their and kind of perfects it to certain configurations, such as like the SSL board and, you know, SSL circuitry, as well as Pultec. If you don't know what Pultec and SSL is, I highly suggest that you look up a Pultec and at SSL, or just ask somebody that is in the music industry that's been engineering for years. Their face will probably light up with joy. If they don't know what Pultec and the SSL board is, you don't need to be learning anything from them. So, you know, so basically this is the preamp area, and this is the high boost and low boost area. So basically, you know, it's quintessential use is what you want to use it for. It's kind of just a light attenuation on your masters, which or gaining, if you actually push down like your volume, and, you know, you want to kind of just like push up just a little bit, but in the same time you want to add a little bit of saturation. So this is basically, I'm just gonna go right here and just listen to this right here, this audio example. So this is already big as it is, and I can just go ahead and I'm gonna shrink it down. So I just notched it down to -1 dB. So we're gonna go ahead and turn this on. So I'm actually running the actual Lindell audio. So listen. I highly recommend that everybody put on headphones too, or if you're not on studio monitors, so you actually hear the differences. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna run it. I want to bypass it again. So when you don't see no light right here, that means that it's not on. Okay, so I'm gonna play it. 3, 2, 1. So one of the key things is you don't want to just push the gain up without moving the output down. At least not on a master. You want a piping high mix, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn the analog off so you can actually hear without the analog option. Doing so makes it more musical. With it on. Turn the EQ off. Turn it on. The beauty of Pultec circuitry is that it's not meant to be harsh, but yet more musical or subtle. And when I say harsh, that means that like the high cuts or whatever is not being pushed to the extreme to where it's very musically unpleasant. So subtle meaning that you will see a sweeter sense of it when it's being played, and it will just kind of articulate the things that is needed to be articulated as far as like the high boost. Same thing with the low boost. Doing so to add more punch to your overall track. Have that. Pardon me. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm going to go over to the bass. So the bass sounds like this right here. I'm gonna go ahead and mute the onset melody so you can hear the bass. No biggie, just a bass that it just sounds like a bass. Now we're going to add the 6X-500CM addition. Now you can actually hear that it has a nice distorted characteristic to it. And I'm going to do some adjustments. Once again, that's the analog off. Analog on. Now, I can make the bass really rude. Reset the gain. Again, running any particular artifact through the Lindell audio 6X-5000, I mean, oh my goodness, 500 will give it like analog characteristics as long as the analog is on. So, you know, without it, as you see, without it on, but let's drive the distortion and then roll off the output. Keep driving it. Adjust the output. Let's add some of the key parts of the melody in. Add that vocal in. So we're going to actually mess with this melody right here, the lead melody. As you can hear right now, it really doesn't have the presence that it needs to be a lead melody. Lead melodies usually need to be bold and mysterious. Those are not really musical terms, but really it needs to stand out. So this is perfect for that that scenario. So right now, I'm just gonna play it without it, play it with it. Seems a little harsh. We can roll back the gain a little bit so it's more subtle. Once again, if I turn the analog off, you're basically getting what you started off with. Mess with the low boost and show you how high string the low boost can be. Model 30 is more of a subtle range, but I don't want to muddy up the mix, so I'm just gonna turn it off. Overall brightness wouldn't hurt it a little bit. But the real issue is making it, pumping it a little bit. Roll out the output. See how harsh that could be? But in a good way. Just overdriving it. This is a great tool for just even automating just certain parts of your track. You know, if you're trying to just kind of slowly climax your track, you can do that. So it gets to right there. Boom. So it sounds good at 6. I'm gonna actually roll this output. Add some of the elements back in. having a little too much fun there. So anyways, long story short, very good, very useful, and very free. At least the CM version is. The full version will look like this. And this is the full version right here. There are many differences between that and the full version. For the most part, everything stays the same, except, if you're pulling the gain, there's a link feature where you can unlink it and not do it, and then you can link it and do it. So that comes in handy versus that. There's also cool stuff like this right here, and we'll play the track, and it has a high pass and low pass filter built into it. So for all purposes, if you had to like roll just a little bit of the aggressiveness off the lows, and then you add it back in. But that particular one, if you really do like messing with the 6X-500CM version of the 6X-500, the 6X-500 is $99. Yeah, it's not cheap, and it's made by Lindell Audios. Like I said, Lindell Audios is a very highly reputable company that's been building boards and gear and EQs for a long time. They have a full ensemble, and it's called a Channel X, which is $249. Not cheap at all. Not cheap at all. But that's basically it. Before I leave, I also want to say, make sure that if you actually have downloaded the OXE FM synth, there's been a recent update of this as well. You will see that in the newsletter. And it will take you to this directly instead of it just going to my site. Some people might not have no issues with it. I had a little issue with it as far as it crashing when I clicked on it or something like that, or try to change the channel in FL Studio. So this particular update has fixed that issue, and I was so glad, because I actually like this free plugin. Certain plugins should not be free, and then while other plugins should be. I noticed that. But yeah, once again, it's a free download. Make sure that you check it out. And I'm not talking about this particular one. I'm talking about this. I'm going to pull it back up again. And yes, check it out. It's on my website. So, have fun. And this is DJ McCree. Y'all be safe out there. And stay tuned if you want to learn more about EQing. And I will have you covered. All right.